Listen in Colour. Hi everyone, welcome to Listen in Colour with me, Rachel Walker-Mason. Due to popular demand, we are back with some more NF, and this is Wake Up.
You spend your life in a dream that you can't escape, 'cause you live your life in a coma, you never awake.
Wow, that's a line.
If you'd open your eyes, then maybe you'd see what's at stake. You're sleeping. You're sleeping. You make a lot of money and you live in the
Oh, okay.
Pretty much got everything that you could ever imagine, but you feel like even though you got everything in the world, you got nothing. So what you do then is you start going backwards. You run in a direction and you looking for something that isn't real. No, you know is that you just gotta have it. What you doing is sleeping and thinking that you're awakening and not. And the problem is that you don't know what you're after. So you put everything that you have into what you do. And one day maybe you don't have to feel like you're empty. But as you get older, a lot of weight in your shoulders is getting heavy. Then you look back and you start to regret things. You only get one life, and every time you look into yours, you feel like everything you have is a waste. And the problem and the reason you can never feel a hole in your life is because you were never awake.
Wow, okay. Whew, I did not think the opening of that was gonna be that. It started off with this beautiful ballad singing, really beautiful lyrics, and then it goes into, the one song I know of NF, a bit more of that style. I was like, oh, okay, right, here we are. It's a really strong message. Is it about the kind of the discomfort of being a human and being kind of trapped in particularly middle class kind of life, that we want all these things and we build up to these things in our life, and then we've got them and then we kind of feel empty. We kind of think, well, what's all this for? What, is there something more than this? And I think a lot of people are having that kind of crisis. Maybe it's like a midlife crisis kind of thing. Maybe it happens before that, where you wonder, what is all this? And so that idea of, you start going backwards, you want to feel something. It's amazing. It's like the condition of being human is not easy, and this really explains it in a way that's very uncomfortable. But I think most people could identify with this and say, yeah, I've certainly felt like this at some points. And this whole thing of like not being awake. Let's see where he goes with that, because I don't know what that entirely means yet.
You only get one life, and every time you look into yours, you feel like everything you have is a waste. And the problem and the reason you can never feel a hole in your life is because you were never awake. You spend your life in a dream that you can't escape, 'cause you live your life in a coma, you never awake.
Never awake. Ooh. Wow.
You wake up in the morning but feel like you never got up and go to work, and you feeling like you ain't got a purpose, and you trying to get motivated, but everything you do turns into a mess, like you ain't nothing but worthless. And yo, you look around, a lot of these other people you looking at, to you describe as perfect. So you point a finger at God and tell him to do his job and fix your life up, cause nothing is working. And you
Wow. Oh my goodness. This is so confrontational, this song. This is incredible. And so NF is a Christian, as far as I know. But doesn't do Christian music. So I know some Christian radio stations get very shirty about that. There's Lifehouse and Owl City and other bands like that who are Christians but don't do Christian music. Have had that same kind of problem where Christian radio stations won't play them because they won't say, yes, this music is about God, because they want it to be for everybody rather than just played on Christian stations, which I totally understand. So I think NF is sort of talking about that here in the way that we feel this dissatisfaction with our life. And the one thing we can do is point to God and say, well, this is your fault. You need to fix this. Look at this mess that I'm in, or look at this life that I'm unhappy with. You need to fix it. And why is it even people who don't believe in God sometimes turn to God and say those things? And they're unhappy with their life. They feel like they're going backwards. They feel like they're looking at other people who have more than them or have a perfect life, and that those people are doing really well and you're not. But actually, we don't know what's going on behind other people's eyes either. It's a real it's a difficult thing that I think a lot of people struggle with, no matter who you are, how famous you are, how much money you have, or how little you have. I think we all feel this discomfort. And is the wake up thing about spiritually waking up, or waking up to what life really is? Are we sleepwalking through life? It's really interesting. I'd love to know what you think and what you think he means that we need to wake up from and wake up to. Let me know what you think.
We try to hide it and make it seem like it's nothing, but really you feel like everything is crashing around you. You developed a problem in trusting in other people, which later became an issue that would mentally pound you. You only have one life, but every time you look into yours, you feel like all you ever see are mistakes. And the problem and the reason you can never move forward in life is because you were never awake. Wake up. You spend your life in a dream that you can't escape. 'Cause you live your life in a coma, you're never awake.
This visually is really interesting here. So the whole video is of these very like suburban, seemingly perfect, nice lives. A lot of it's very beige, and things looking perfect on the surface, but these people are actually kind of internally screaming, um, and hate their lives and hate everything that's happening. And then in the wake up sections, they're smashing everything up. And this kind of reminds me of Inception, the movie, where they have to they have to do something to wake themselves up out of a dream. Maybe this is the kind of some kind of force to like wake themselves up, because they're flipping things over, smashing TVs, breaking things. Maybe it's something like that to wake themselves up out of the dream. Or is it just that absolute feeling of desperation that you don't know what else to do, so you lash out at all the things that you've spent your life working towards owning, like, oh, I really want this lovely vase, I must have this in my life, or I really want this grand piano or something. And then you're just thinking, what the hell is life? What is all the point of this? And you're just angry at all the things that you've spent your life working towards owning. Perhaps, I don't know. It's really interesting, and I love that so far there are no solutions. It's just this cycle of people feeling disillusioned and desperate, and that there's no solution yet. Perhaps the next section, NF talks about, but if you do this, or perhaps try this. But so far, we're just told, wake up. But what does that mean, and how do we do it? Ooh! If you're enjoying this reaction, please remember to subscribe so you never miss one of my videos. You can also find me over on Patreon, where you can watch all of my videos completely ad-free, and there are some exclusives for my Patreon members.
You spend your life in a dream that you can't escape. 'Cause you live your life in a coma, you're never awake. Wake
Wow. Oh, that's really interesting. It's really short, actually. I was kind of expecting more song because I could have taken so much more information about it. It was really well done. And at the end, I'm like, right, I need to go and think about my own life and whether I'm feeling like that, like I need to wake up spiritually or emotionally or physically or you know, whatever. I love that it ends with them not. I'm assuming that means they didn't really ever wake up. They didn't really ever challenge themselves and come through that because it kind of cuts to them being older and they're still right there and they both look sad. So perhaps that's just showing us that some people are like that all the way through their lives. They feel that discomfort. They feel the need to wake up, but never do because I guess that's hard to kind of change your life and challenge yourself and really look at the choices you've made and decide if you're happy with them. It's big stuff. Wow. God, NF's amazing. I can understand why so many of you absolutely love him. So I'm going to be working my way through all of his music because I am really loving this so far. And I'm really grateful to you all for repeatedly putting on my comments, like, please do more NF. This is my fourth day of asking for more NF because you know I need to go on this journey. And I I get you. I get you. And I'm ready for it. So thank you, you outcasts. Color-wise in this one, I have synesthesia, which means I see music as colors. That's why the channel is called Listening Color. Interestingly, the verses are very kind of beige, which I don't normally get in songs unless I don't like them. Um, but I do like it. I just find that the well, I guess it's the chorus, the "You and I feel a world," that kind of opens it, the singing bit, feels very beige because it's written in a way that's meant to, I think, meant to feel very neutral and kind of colorless and not very interesting, not very challenging. So that just feels beige to me. And then it moves into the bit where there's more kind of rap and it goes into more of a kind of like a light reddish color and there's more kind of movement and colors coming into it, and then into the wake up sections it's like a big thump of like scarlet red, like a big explosion, and it's quite visceral and challenging, and the song just goes through that pattern. So when it goes back to the 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 song section, it goes back to that kind of neutral beige where it kind of lulls us into a full sense of security, and then back into the big wake up sections. It's a real ride, this one. It really is. Wow. Working in the music industry as a songwriter is not well paid. So if you would like to support me, you can do so by buying me a coffee or a tea, as I say, because I'm British and drink a lot of tea. The link is just here. I'd like to thank everybody who already does this and continues to do this. It means so much to me and to my family. So thank you very, very much. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment. I love all your comments, so particularly you outcasts. Keep these comments coming, and remember to have a colourful day. Listening